Hello patrons, my name is Jeremy. I'm the Technology Coordinator with the Eaton Rapids Area District Library. Today we're going to be taking a look at some free software that you can run on Windows. And if you are one of those types of people that might be considering a transition to Linux, this is a great way to get started learning the applications so that you can make that transition as easy as possible. Now, there's nothing wrong with just using these on Windows. They're free and open source and available to everybody. So let's get started taking a look and see what we've got. Starting off with Office-related software. If you want an alternative to Microsoft Office, there is LibreOffice. LibreOffice contains a word processor, a spreadsheet, a presentation program, a drawing program, a math formula program, and a database application. Opening up a new writer document, which is their word processor, you will see that it's very much like Microsoft Word. It's got all the basic features you need, and something to keep in mind if you are not having to exchange documents with somebody else in such a fashion that they need to edit them. It doesn't matter if you're using Microsoft Word. That's the power of exporting to PDF. If you take a document and you export it to PDF, which is in fact built in under the export feature, or export as, which will give you a few more bells and whistles, exporting to PDF will let somebody view it on their computer, on their cell phone, whether it's an iPhone or an Android, on their tablet, on a Chromebook. Basically, wherever you would view something, you can do that if you export into PDF. Moving on, the second Office-related application is called Scribus. Scribus is a desktop publishing application. It is considered an alternative to Adobe InDesign or Quark Express. And it's well suited for making flyers and other page layout type applications. So if we select our single page option and we change this to letter and say OK, we're now presented with an application that looks very much like what you would expect from a desktop publishing application. Now, compared to a word processor, a desktop publishing application typically has you build things with blocks or boxes to contain your text or graphics. This lets you easily move these items around and reposition them as necessary to get the desired look. Moving on to the next category, web and email. First up, we've got Firefox. Firefox has been around for nearly 20 years. It's a very nice web browser, has a lot of features, and they take security seriously. By default, there is not a bunch of extra tracking that you might find in browsers from Microsoft, Google, or Apple. It's a nice option that is independent of those organizations and very much worth a try. And as you can see, it brings up websites without any issue. If you like Chrome, but want something that's a little bit more secure, then you would be well served to check out the Brave browser. Brave is built on the same foundation as Chrome, but it adds extra security features. And again, it'll bring up a website without any problems. Okay, our final item in the web and email category is Mozilla Thunderbird. And Mozilla Thunderbird is an email client. So if you remember the days when there was no web email, or if you feel more secure having your email stored on your own computer, Thunderbird might be a good solution for you. Instead of having to go to your web browser to get your email from Gmail or Yahoo Mail or AOL Mail or whatever else you might have, you simply add your account to Mozilla Thunderbird, and when you launch the program, you can get your email. Some people prefer this for security reasons. Others prefer it because it lets them work on email in a distraction-free environment and focus on email instead of other things that they might be tempted to do in a typical web browser. So again, Mozilla Thunderbird is freely available, and it is worthy of a look. Moving on to our next category, which is graphics, audio, and video. The first up is Handbrake. Handbrake is a piece of software that lets you convert video files from one format to another. For instance, if you have made a video and you need to upload it to YouTube, you might find that your MP4 file is a little on the large size and it's going to take a good amount of time to upload to YouTube. Doing a simple conversion from an MP4 file to a WebM file will preserve the quality of the video while shrinking the size. A smaller file means a quicker upload. I find this program to be very useful in my workflow for creating YouTube videos. Very much worth a look, and you can't beat the price of free. Moving on, we've got Audacity. Audacity is a piece of software that will let you record and edit audio. So whether you have aspirations of becoming a podcaster, or you want to record something that you're learning to play on your guitar, Audacity can come in handy for both of those uses and much more. In fact, if you have ever called the library, the messages on the phone that you hear before somebody answers were recorded using Audacity. Next up is the VLC Media Player. You can think of VLC Media Player as an alternative to Windows Media Player. To play something in this program, you go to Media, Open File, and then you look for files that you can open, such as an MP4, a QuickTime video, or other types of video. Unfortunately, I don't have anything on this particular computer at the moment to play back on this, but VLC is going to be a great piece of software to keep an eye on in 2021 because they are preparing to release a new version with an updated interface. Next up on our list of items in graphics, audio, and video is GIMP. GIMP stands for the GNU Image Manipulation Program, and it's an alternative to image editors such as Photoshop. And again, the price is right at free. I don't often use GIMP, but it's nice to have around when I need to edit or resize a picture or other image, even if it's clip art for a website or other uses. GIMP can be very handy for things such as that. Now, there is an alternative to GIMP that's actually built on the same foundation, but it is modified to look more like Photoshop. And that one is called GIMP Shop. And again, it will have all the features of GIMP, but it will have some of its own look and feel to be more like Photoshop. And it might even have a few extra tools built in that are not in the standard GIMP. Both versions, GIMP and GIMP Shop, are absolutely free for you to use and make a great addition to the software on your computer. I will say that GIMP does take a little getting used to in the way some of it operates. However, there are many wonderful tutorial videos on YouTube that will help you through pretty much any problem you might encounter. The last item in our graphics, audio, and video category is called ShotCut. ShotCut is a freely available video editor that will run pretty much anywhere: Windows, macOS, and Linux. You can think of ShotCut as being very similar to something like iMovie on the Mac or, say, Adobe Premiere Elements. It supports multiple file formats, and it is great for simple projects, especially if you're on a budget and don't have the money to buy a professional video editor. No, it's not going to win you any awards in Hollywood, but for simple projects, it is a great starting point. And our final category is utilities. First up in this category is going to be 7-Zip. Go ahead and launch this. So 7-Zip is going to be an alternative to the extract tool that's built into Windows. Now, it can do far more than just extracting files. You can actually compress files with 7-Zip as well. 7-Zip will extract not only .zip files, but also .7z files, which is its own format. 7-Zip is a very useful utility to have around, and it does offer some features that you would not have available by default in Windows otherwise. Moving on, we've got FileZilla. FileZilla is a file transfer protocol client. And yes, this one is a little bit more technical. Now, if you need an FTP client or SFTP client, if you're using the secure version, you will know it. If you don't have one already, you probably don't need it. Where this can come in handy, as an example, is if you are managing a website and have a large number of files you need to upload to your website. Almost all web hosting will allow you to use a file transfer protocol program to send files to that website. Typically, this is going to be faster than using the built-in web-based utility that your web hosting provides. So again, if you have a need for something like this, you're probably going to know it already. And if you don't have something similar, chances are right now you don't need it. However, if you do decide to start getting into publishing your own website, it's awful handy to have around. All right, so moving on, we've got our next utility, which is KeePassXC. KeePassXC is an offline password manager. What this means is you don't have to have a web browser launched to use it. You don't have to be connected to the internet to use it. Many people feel more comfortable if you aren't connected to the internet and reliant on an internet connection to have your passwords available. KeePassXC runs on Windows, macOS, and Linux. It is free of charge, and it gives you several options. As you can see down here at the bottom, you can import passwords from other password managers. So you can import from KeePass, from 1Password, or from a CSV file, which typically other password managers, even web-based ones such as LastPass or Bitwarden, will have a utility to export as a CSV file. If you do that, you can import right into KeePassXC and get started with what you need to do. And last but not least on our list is BleachBit. BleachBit is an alternative to CCleaner, and its purpose is to free up space on your computer. This can help you clean cookies and temp files and Windows Update files that you no longer need to free up space on your computer. And we'll get this launched. There we go. BleachBit has a very simple interface, and you can choose what you want to clean off from your computer. For instance, looking at Firefox, you've got a checkbox that will clear everything, or you can be a little bit more selective about things and pick and choose as you see fit. Again, you can do the same thing with Chrome, Internet Explorer, Microsoft Edge. As far as the system level, you can clear the clipboard, free disk space, logs, memory dumps, etc. Go ahead and clear all those and just start this process. Say delete. And as you can see, it's going to start deleting files, which will clean up space on your computer. Now this shouldn't take too long because I don't use this computer a lot day to day, so it should go rather quickly. But I'm not going to keep you and wait for this to finish. All right, so in conclusion, we have gone through several applications that you can run on Windows. You can run most of these on macOS, and almost all of them will also run on Linux. So if you are in a position where you need to make a transition because your computer is old enough that it won't support the newest versions of Windows 10, this is a great way to get started. You can keep things around that you need. You can start a transition over to using some of these open source, freely available programs. And when you're comfortable, you can start that transition. Likewise, if you're moving from a Mac, same type of thing. Almost all these run on a Mac as well, and they will still serve the purpose of helping to lessen your reliance on proprietary software that might only run on one platform. And that, patrons, brings us to the end of another video. If you haven't done so already, I'd appreciate it if you would take the time to give a thumbs up to the video, subscribe to the channel, and feel free to leave comments down below. If you're a regular at the library, feel free to ask a question when I'm in, or alternatively, you can fill out the contact form on our website, ERADL.org, and I would be happy to reach out and have a chat with you, either on the phone or virtually, or whatever would make you happy. On that note, thank you again for watching. Stay safe out there and have a great day.